Howdy, Possum Patty, and the Soggy Bottom Bunch here. Yes, some things on the table, but there they are, right there. My cup of hot tea. Am I taking this no stress November a little too seriously? Yes, I have just been relaxing the last few days. Just relaxing, relaxing. Oh, well, Mr. Possum had something to do today, and I went out with him. But yeah, I'm just very mellowed out right now. It's taken me, let's see, 3 weeks of November to get to this state, but that's okay. That's okay. Well, I got a lot of housework to do that didn't get done. I told myself I was going to get that done before Thanksgiving. And it's not going to get done before Thanksgiving because now I have another list of things I need to do before Thanksgiving. But, no stress November. As soon as November's over, I'll get caught up in December, right? I'll get it done before Christmas, put up the Christmas tree and clean the house, right? No stress. I can say that for a few more days. No stress November. Well, I had a few moments earlier today and I came in and I opened up the journal and I started at the front. I'm turning the pages and the first page I came to that wasn't completed was going to be for the 2024 Scotland Highland Games. Yes, the Scotland Highland Games. Now the pages before that are from the 2023 games. Scotland is only a couple miles down the road. Did you know that? Yes, I live in this little town and just a couple miles down the road is Scotland. And we lived here for a few years before I found out about the Scotland Highland Games. So as soon as we found out about them, we went to them. And yeah, you drive way out in the woods and you go park by an old stone wall and you go out onto a field and there's a big clearing and some other fields, an old historic house. And, they had the bagpipe and drum bands and, the ones that like march in parades and stuff. And they had single bagpipers and there was tents with fiddlers and there were tents with harp players and competition dancing and country dancing and storytelling and more musicians. There was a village of all the clans. Each clan has its own little tent and you can go visit all the clans. And they had the food and they had the Clydesdale horses and the Highland cattle. And oh my goodness, it's just vendors, everything. It was so much fun. So I told Mr. Possum, we're going to go again the next year. Well, this year, for some reason, they lost use of that property, which is a shame. It was a beautiful property. Although we had a lot of rain this year, it might have got pretty soggy down there at the bottom. Yeah, it was kind of another soggy bottom. So they had to find a new venue. And what they did was they moved to the fairgrounds over there in Brooklyn, right? Now, I just went to the Brooklyn Fair, because they have the fair every fall. And so I'm like, is this going to work out? Because now when I go, I'm walking into the Brooklyn Fairgrounds. I feel like I'm at the fair, but it's the Highland Games, right? So I think they need to work on it a little bit, but it was pretty successful, I think, for the first year. Because, the men in kilts who are doing all the competitions where they throw the different weights and they do that thing with the poles, the timbers, and they tumble them and all kinds of things like that. Seemed like a very small area. It seemed like they need to spread that out a little bit. But other than that, yeah, I think it worked really well for the first year. Well, and the other thing was it rained. It was raining. It was chilly and gray and drizzly. But probably just like Scotland, right? A little cool, a little damp, a little gray, a little drizzly. Teeny bit of sun came out. Oh, the sun came out right when they were doing the ceremony. So they have the big field and the marching band's the one with the bagpipes and the drums. And they come out on the fields and they're playing Scotland the Brave, right? And they do their formations, they line up, and they have a little ceremony. They have some ceremonies, yes. Oh, and one of the ceremonies is called Flowers of the Forest. So just when the ceremonial stuff started, the sun came out for the first time all day, right? And the Flowers of the Forest is a reading of the names of those who have passed in like the last year or so. So when I found out about the Flowers of the Forest last year, I submitted my mother's name in because she has a little Scottish blood in her. And it kind of got put on the end, and I wasn't sure they're going to read it. They wound up reading her name last year, so she passed in August, so October was like right after she passed. But somehow her name got on the list again this year. So I'm going to say, okay, this is great. I'm going to record it and send it to my sisters. But somehow, the guy who was reading the names, I don't know if his microphone was working very well or what, but yeah, it was very hard to hear. But that's okay. That's okay.
Margaret, Terry, Cantrell, and McBean.
It was a beautiful ceremony anyway. Oh, and then all the bagpipes play Amazing Grace, right? Amazing Grace. So it was quite lovely, yeah. So despite the new venue and the rainy, drizzly, damp day, we did have a good time. Yes, we did. We had a good time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my journaling from last year and show you what I worked on when I came in here earlier today. And I think I have one more journaling card to do over there. And that's probably it for today. I know there's a lot to do in there. I'm working on the trolls. I'm working on the Whaling Village. I'm working on some other fall activities in there. Ooh, and I made a short. Yeah, there's a short about the Highland Games. I'll link that. I made my first short about the adventure we had the other day where we went to the monument overlooking the river. I have to finish journaling about that. But you can watch the short and the short about the Highland Games. Oh, and the other short is about the Peabody Museum, right? So the Peabody Museum. So we already talked about that. So a couple adventure shorts coming up, and I've got a lot more that I'm going to do too. So yeah, I want to show you my adventures, and I want to show you how I journal about them. So come on along. This is where I'm working now, but the other side is last year's. And I did a pocket over here. What do I have in the pocket? Oh, I have an iron-on thistle. I was going to put that on something, but I didn't. I got another one this year. And it was so funny. Flat Stanley came last year, and he came in his TARDIS, and here he is with his little kilt and his little cap over there. And I have him arriving in Scotland at a castle. I think this is a castle on Loch Ness. I'm not sure. Anyway, here's the schedule from last year. So you can see all the different things that they have with harping and athletic competition and dancing competition and ceremonies and different storytellers and musicians, different contests. And they got kids games down here. And this is a Scotland Highland Festival Kids Passport. And it shows you some different things about Scotland. And more things on the back. There are 3 official languages in Scotland: English, Scots, and Scottish Gaelic. The King of Scotland, James VI, became the King of England in 1603 when Queen Elizabeth I died with no heirs. The oldest building in Britain is on the Isle Orkney in Scotland. Oh, and there's some games. There's some games to play about the Highland Games, yes. So I kept that, and I kept the schedule. This is 2003. Very similar this year, though. Very similar. And then on this part that folds out, I got a Highland cattle there. and some journaling about going to the games and different activities we were watching. Oh, and there's Possum Patty with one of the clan mascots dressed as a Highland cow. This was in the McLeod clan tent. Oh, and Flat Stanley got a McLeod sticker. So Flat Stanley thinks he's in the McLeod clan, right? The McLeod clan. And he still has it. I don't know where Stanley is right now. He's always off somewhere. But he still has that sticker. Yes, it's right on his back, like a tattoo, right across his back. And here's a little brochure about the games. It's only a short drive to Scotland. Well, from my house it is. It's just a couple miles down the road, right? But this is the beautiful area that it was in. I know it's going to be hard to see here. Oh, maybe I can lift this here. Right down here. See how gorgeous it was in the woods with the old stone walls and the fields. Oh, there's a guy tossing the timber there. So here where they're marching out of the woods, it was beautiful. Now they kind of like march out between the pavilions at the fairground. Anyway, this is the page I'm using, and let me show you what I'm working on. The first thing that I did was just grab a plaid piece of scrapbook paper. I wanted that to be the background. I didn't want this. I know I have it on this side. It's on the background on this side. But I wanted something different for this side. I know I put all this paper in the journal. I wind up covering it all the time. So I picked out this plaid. And then I had a couple of flyers from one of the musicians, Charlie Z-A-H-M, Zams.
See the traveling man, farewell to the life of home. Farewell to the tent and the old caravan, to the tinker, the gypsy, the traveling man.
And he also does tours, so you can go with him to Scotland and the British Isles and see all the castles and gardens. And on the back, there's a picture of Scotland. And I could have put this on something. I might cut that out and put that in one of the pockets just to save it. All right, so I got my plaid and I got my musician, but when I cut them out, there were some words here. So I cut off the words. So I figured I put them down on the plaid, and then I cut out a thistle because that's, one of the national emblems of Scotland, and just kind of cover up where his missing guitar piece is there. I wrote his name on the leaf of the thistle there. And I cut this thistle out from the gorgeous book, Wildflowers of the British Isles. I know it's a gorgeous book and I'm cutting it up, but I don't live in the British Isles, even though some of these plants are somewhat the same. We have a lot of non-native British plants here in New England. But I only paid a couple of dollars for this book, and I bought it to cut up, so I'm cutting it up. Yes, I am. It's gorgeous. I get my entertainment out of the book by cutting it up. And not by putting it on a shelf and never looking at it. Okay. So I got these two elements here, and these guys are going to go sort of like this over here. And then I printed out a banner, Scotland, Connecticut, Highland Games. And I cut out some tiny thistles. There's another one somewhere. There's another one somewhere. I'll have to find that. And I did some journaling, and I tried to make this look somewhat like that. Sort of tie it in here like that. And then this space is for his guitar like that. And then, where's the other one? Actually, I think the big one was going to go up here and the little one over here. Or I could put the little one up there and the big one over here. like that. So all I have to do now is glue all these things down and then glue this whole thing into the journal. And this is just a scrap piece of cardstock. And basically what I wrote on here is what I was telling you, right? About what we saw, what we did. That's gonna go there. No, goes up a little further. That's gonna go there. Something like that. All right, close enough. Close enough. And the banner is gonna fit in like that. This is like a scrapbook page layout, isn't it? More so than a junk journal page. That's okay. Next, this guy, Charlie. We're gonna get Charlie in here. He's gonna go right there. Good old Charlie. I don't think he's from Scotland. I think he's from Pennsylvania. Yeah, I think he's from Pennsylvania. Uh-oh, I broke off one of those little things off the guitar. It's got to be around here somewhere. All right, next big piece is the thistle, which is going to go there. Like that. Oops. And trim this off. Okay, getting there, getting there. Okay, was I going to put the big one over here now? Like that. Put it at a little bit of an angle. Cut that off. Yes, yes, yes. I love that. I love that. And the little one is going to go here, I believe. Here. Right there. Ta-da! Ta-da! Okay, now where's the little piece that goes to his guitar? Is that it? No, that's not it. Let me move this for a second. All right, now this has got to go in the journal. Hopefully everything stays down. Nice, nice, nice. I know. It would have been easier just to put these pieces on the scrapbook paper that was there, the foundation page. Oh my goodness, I just do this all the time. Wow, those cats have been sleeping all day. Maybe because it's dark and rainy, chilly. They don't want to get off the couch. Or maybe they're just having no stress November. No stress. Well, you know what? I just dropped the glue on the floor. There's a little piece of paper in there. It is. Look, it's part of his guitar. Get the glue. It fell on the floor. Okay, I can't believe I found that. All right, now put some glue on this and put that back on there. Maybe. Where's those tweezers? Here we go. Okay. Right there. Yay. I can't believe I just found that. Wow. All right. That page is done. So next, I decided, let me move this stuff here, just to add some things to this page, which is a pocket with that really crazy distressed damaged paper that I made. That's a fun video. That is a fun video. And I love this one because it's got the foxes peeking through this damaged paper here. But, yeah, and this is like cicada wing paper that's on it. I am going to put, ooh, say it with me, it's the morning dove o'clock. Look at that. This is my patch from this year. This is my patch from last year. I wonder if I should date these. Here's my pen. This is 2023. And this one, how am I going to date that? I might write on the paper. I'm going to put this in the corner and maybe write 2024 over there next to it. I think I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac. See, I got the thistle theme. Say that 3 times fast. The thistle theme going here. It does have some sticky. Pull off the paper like that. Give it some extra holding power here. And just stick it down here in the corner. Hold that for a second. Ta-da! I think that's a nice spread, right? Highland, we got a purple cow there. We got a Highland cow there. Oh, he made a note here. It's $1,000 each to Edinburgh, Scotland tax. $1,000 each. Oh, so if you want to go with Charlie to Scotland, it's going to cost you about $4,500 each. So $9,000 for the possums to go to Scotland. Wow. Better save my possum pennies. $9,000. All right, we'll dream about going to Scotland. We'll just put the flyer here. And we'll just put the flyer here, yes. Okay, dreaming about going to Scotland to see the castles. Okie dokie. And in this pocket, I'm going to put a little family business. I've been working on the family tree, and I wanted to try to connect Mom to a clan, so when they read her name at the Flowers of the Forest, I could put down what clan she belonged to. Now, we've got some Scottish blood, and it seems like there's a couple of different clans, but I picked Clan Macbean. Paul Macbean of Kinhyle was the 12th chieftain, 1629 to 1715. He sounded very important, so I was like, I'm going to choose this guy. I'm going to say that her clan was Macbean for the reading of the forest, because they were first cousins. His grandfather was also our many great-grandfather, right? So first cousins to a chief. So I printed this out from WikiTree. I do a lot of ancestry on Ancestor.com and at WikiTree. WikiTree is free, like Wikipedia, WikiTree. You can go in there and build your family tree, and they help you make connections. It's really fun. Yes. So I'm going to put that in the pocket. And I'd say it was done, except I'm going to do one more thing. Now, this card was in the pocket, and it is, I believe, a beautiful fairy brush painting. Yes, fairy brush painting. And I don't know why I had stuck it in that pocket. I don't know, but I'm going to use it because it was there. And I'm thinking of putting some plaid on the back. Oh, look at that. That's like the perfect size. All right, I'm going to put some plaid on the back. I'm going to leave this exactly the way it is, maybe round the corners, and just put a couple of pictures. I have a picture of me with one of the Clydesdales, And I have a picture of the Highland cow. This is the glue then cut method. Because I know a lot of people say, no matter how many times I measure, when I go to glue the two pieces together, they don't exactly fit. So I just glue it down first and then cut them to fit. That works for me. And might have to trim it just a little there. And over here, of course. And maybe a little over here. And let's see, round the corners. And I'm just gonna stick these on there like this. Oh, now I'm thinking, you know what? I could put a little thistle on here. I could just have thistles everywhere. I could just have thistles everywhere. What do you think? Should I put one more thistle on here? That seems to be the theme. I can cut this out. This is actually knapweed. We have the, was it the brown spotted knapweed or something like that around here? Looks like little tiny thistles. Just kind of go around and around. Should I go in here? Sure, why not? Careful coming back out. I'm just looking to see how much of this I want to put on, and I think I'm going to cut it here and just put it like that. Get my glue stick. And just put it down right there. And it'll go in this pocket right there. Not too sticky. Now I think it'll be fine. And this is the spread for Scotland, Connecticut Highland Games 2024 and 2023. What's the next page? If I was flipping through, these are all done. Oh, I have a picture to put here. That would be an easy thing to do. And these are all done. So that's the first signature. Ooh. See, if I come back tomorrow and put a picture here, maybe a little journaling, then the first signature will be complete. First signature will be complete. So maybe I'll do that, because you know what? That'll give me a sense of accomplishment. Yes, I'll get a big sense of accomplishment. All I have to do is put something here, and the first signature is complete. Yepers, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a picture there, do a little bit of journaling, and then great sense of accomplishment will just flood over me. I'll have one signature done, and that will inspire me to go on to the second signature, which has quite a few pages already finished, and a few started, and a few more to go. Well, I hope you did some journaling today, and I just want to wish you happy junk journaling. Bye-bye.